Hi everyone, here's your weekend round, all 18 holes guide for Coastal Cliffs Tournament Expert Division here on the channel. Please give me a thumb up. If you are new and are not yet subscribed, I would massively appreciate a sub from you. It is totally free. Front 9, of course, new wins, back 9, same as the opening round. Plenty of drops, as always. Tweak, take a token or two and adapt according to your skill level, play style, club and balls available. Timestamps for all 18 holes in the video description down below. The best of luck everybody. Let me know how you get on in the comment section down below. Here we go. On number 1, bit of a nasty headwind with a bit of crosswind here. We're going to set up with the quarterback, white ring touching the bunker there at P3 max rest. Then we swap to APOC and Grizzly bag. 5.8 topspin, 1 bar side spin to the left. Then we adjust max plus 10 power 3 settings. Max plus 10 P3. No push up or anything required because of course we're finding our position. With a quarterback, the idea here is we're going to play a rings from min approach with our Grizzly. Making our adjustment, then we are going with circle drop over power. So first point where that circle just dips down. That is your overpower reference. It's not going to give you a shaky needle or a quicker needle at all. Plenty of chance to hit perfect, and that we do. Rolling down the fairway here, and we're going to be in the region of 360 yards. Second shot, find the minimum distance line with the Grizzly, and then I'm adding spin first. I'm going here with 1 and 2 clicks of backspin, so 1.1, 1.2, call it what you will. Then we're pushing up from the min line 5 rings. This is just so that I don't have a glitchy or long ball guide. So try and replicate this position. Ball guide missing left edge of the cup and going approximately 1 green square beyond the hole, no further than that. You might need to vary your backspin or the amount of rings from min just to try and replicate the position, particularly if you've hit a great right or great left drive. So be prepared to adapt. Rings from min, 20% elevation, power 4 settings. 5 rings up from min, I'm playing this one 6% slider. And then we're going to hit perfect, and this one will bounce very nicely, roll up the slope and in for your eagle here on this par 4. Small tweak needed to the curl on this setup. I'm going with 4.5 backspin, and it's kind of erring on the light side, so make it like 4.4 rather than 4.6. And 3 right spin. Red ring touching the rough at the top of plus 9 with sniper level 10, top of plus 11 with sniper level 9. Adjust mid plus 15 power 3 settings. For me, if I remember correctly, that is 8.1 rings. Power 3 numbers, sniper 10 numbers as well. Here I go with inner wall curl to the right. Just going to miss this one though, so I would recommend that you just add a couple of clicks onto that in this wind angle. It will need a tweak or two for other wind angles, and this is a very tough par 3, but just sitting on the edge there for you to tweak from on this hole. Here we are going to have to bounce over with this wind angle rather than go with full overpower. So set up with the quarterback, blue ring touching the rough at the top of plus 2, switch to APOC and Cataclysm bag. So not the sniper, pack the cat or the big dog. 5.8 top spin, 3 left spin. And once we've done the adding of the spin, we are going to adjust max plus 10 power 3. Max plus 10 power 3. And then it will be time to take our shot. Now, the second shot, you can kind of tweak this one if you want to. It is a nasty wind angle. For the best albatross, I would actually be playing this one really with a power 5 ball like a luminary, going directly to the next piece of fairway, or trying the bounce over and then a better look at it with a sniper. Here I'm going with 1.5 ball curl to the left, and just at the point where the circle drops as our overpower reference. Could go a click or two more looking at the first bounce there, but we're rolling very safely along the fairway. Drive distance around 330. Second shot, I back up a few yards from max. I would try and aim for about plus 5, plus 6 yards, just to give yourself room to adjust. 4.5 topspin, although I come in short here, I would like you to try with 5. The problem here is you don't want to push the topspin too hard and then get a glitch roll. So you pays your money, you takes your choice. Ball guide just pointing right of the cup. In the adjustment here on the video, I went with 0 elevation. Apart from being underpowered with the topspin, this is going to miss on the left quite a bit. So I would recommend you go 10% elevation, plus 6, going to play its 85% slider. Like I say, it's all up to you. In the time available, This was a kind of all I had time to get. It's a safe eagle. You can tweak or go with a higher power ball for the albatross if you so wish. An MT drive here, and then all that's left to do is add spin and adjust. So 3.2 backspin. Here I go with half a bar of right spin, but literally I need one click less. Or you add a click or two of left curl. It's kind of up to you how you want to tweak this one. This is a pretty nasty crosswind angle. But NMT anyway, so add spin, adjust mid plus 30, power 3, and then take your shot. It is best if you can keep the wind below 8 miles per hour. Anything higher than that's going to need even more tweaks, as well as wind angle tweaks, which I haven't even mentioned yet on this hole, but they do play a huge part. This is a nasty hole. If you miss the hole in one, like the rest of the setups on this hole all week, you're not going to roll in the rough. Going with an aggressive shot here. Set up first. Topper plus 20 with APOC 5 and above. Blue ring, half of it in the rough. 5.8 topspin, 2 right spin. APOC 4 will be at topper plus 26. You will have 80% of the blue ring overlapping the rough. APOC 7, you would have 20% of the blue ring in the rough, also at topper plus 20. Adjust max plus 10 P5, then it's time to take our shot. And when we're ready to do that, I'm going to go with full overpower. It's going to be a slightly slower needle. So there we go. Taking our shot now. And I'm going here with a 2 1/4 ball curl. So draw a line down from the tee, would intersect the inner tip of the triangle. Slower needle, so good chance to hit perfect here. Bouncing nicely on the fairway. Be careful of your pull angle. You don't want to pull yourself further away from the tee, or you might land in the rough directly. If you're worried about that, you could back up a couple more yards if you are kind of concerned about your adjustment here. Around 465 is fine. Second shot, we're making a fringe check. Bullseye over the fringe where it meets the fairway in line with the pin. Then I'm adding 2.5 top spin and finding my position here. No side spin needed here, so just the top spin. And we want the ball guide to be short, and you see it just curving off to the right hand edge of the cup. So make sure you've got that same ball guide reference. You can also look at half of the red ring inside the rough and overlapping the fairway. Will give you an extra reference there, but primary focus is the ball guide. For a plus 15 fringe check with sniper 10, that will be plus 17 with sniper 9. You're going to play 62% slider, 25% elevation. 2 pulls over the bullseye. It will be a double pull really, so try and be as accurate as you can with your pull angle and your ring maneuvers here. Catching the rough very nicely, and we're rolling this one in right at the pin for the lovely albatross. Awfully nasty wind angle, it's got to be said, so we need to go berserker really, or a wind 2 ball with power 5 or luminary. This is APOC 5 plus. I will explain APOC 4 later, but we're going here with the ball guide just over the right edge, or just inside the right edge of that small rock at P5 max rest. Full overpower, full left curl, full hook. I tried replicating this at plus 24 for APOC 4. I only just made it over, so it's up to you. Take a token or two, see how you go, but it's a very, very nasty wind angle. Here you've got to keep the wind below 8 miles per hour with this setup, so be ready with a wind 4 ball. 2 back spin, 3 left spin. Adding spin, and we're trying to aim as best as you can at the pin. It's awfully difficult to do so. Look at the position of the second, third and fourth bounce. This is a very difficult setup and a pretty nasty wind angle as well, even though it's tailwind. You don't really want tailwind on this par 3. Max plus 25, power 3. We're using sniper 10 numbers. Any more than 8 miles per hour, you are going to hit the minimum distance line, which is never ideal because you don't want to be faffing with underpower. Go with a bit of right curl there. Would like you to tweak that slightly if you want to be more aggressive for a look at the hole in one. Few clicks more curl, we'd have had it in, I believe, in that wind angle. Max plus 15 will be the adjustment on the drive here. We are going to set up with the blue ring touching the rough with APOC 5 and 6 at the top of plus 4. And we add spin. 5.8 top spin, 3 right spin. APOC 4, 30% of the blue ring overlapping the rough, top of +10. Again, you can see the cliff just sneaks into our camera view there, so be mindful of that. You don't want to be going on a bit of a voyage over the top of the cliff with your zooming in or zooming out. Max +15, we are going with just over 2 ball of curl. Again, look at the tip of the triangle in relation to the tee, just before the circle drops as our overpower reference. On this setup, I must admit, I would like to tweak the second shot if I had time to do so. You could actually take a bit of topspin off here. The reason being, you will see I am at a kind of extremity of my topspin. So I think being a bit further back, you could try it, might need less topspin. Top white fringe check if you are in range, but like I said, that won't be the case if you are taking some topspin off your drive. So instead I'm giving you the drive distance on the notepad. Max topspin and just under 1.5 right spin. Sadly, I missed this one just at the side, so I would need you to tweak this. I have given you a tweaked adjustment on the notepad though, so try what's on the notepad in practice. If it doesn't work, then you might need to tweak again. 397 yards on the drive. I would recommend you play it 18% cider with 30 elevation. Pull over the bullseye. You could, like I said, if you need less top spin with a different drive distance, you could then use more right spin and not set up as close to the rough on the right. So this is very, very tweakable. Like I said, it's a close miss in the time that I had available here on this one, but hopefully you can tweak and work from that. Just missing off to the left-hand side here. Got you an albatross here though, quarterback, and P3 max rest, white ring touching the rough. Then we swap to our APOC and sniper bag with the grizzly packed, might I add. 5 top spin, 3 left spin. You can add spin before or after you do your club swap. It really doesn't matter because you've got 5 top spin with quarterback level 10. Adjust max 0, power 3 settings. And the key here is you don't want any glitch roll on the drive, so I have taken as many steps as possible to avoid that happening. But again, if you find that happening in practice, then you might need to tweak. Making our adjustment, max +0, going with 2.25 ball curl to the left, full overpower with a beautifully slow needle. Off we go. Perfect ball, going to bounce very nicely on the fairway. Bouncing very comfortably over the sand and the rough and along the next fairway here without threatening the rough, might I add, with a perfect ball. Drive distance going to be around 380 yards. Second shot, regardless of wind angle, you're never going to pull into the min line here, so you can play from complete minimum distance. Find that min line, then add your backspin as needed to get the ball guide to the hole. For me, about 2 bars and a couple of clicks, but it may vary depending on your drive and your position, of course. We're always setting up from the min distance line, ball guide to the hole, and then we're going to adjust min +20. No need to worry about the slider, no need to worry about any checks or references. Nice and simple. If only we could play from the min line every single day to drop shots. Very, very nice, easy setup. Making our adjustment there, min +20, centering the ball, and going to hit perfect here. And it's going to bounce before the bunker, hop over the sand, roll onto the green very nicely. We get a beautiful camera angle, and here we go, dropping it right at the pin for the albatross. For plenty of early access content, including academy tutorials and the latest episode of my Club Guides series, join us on patreon.com/BK Golf Clash. Loads of elevation charts as well, and win charts for all the tournaments. Great way to support the free content here on the channel. Plenty for you over there, so please join us on patreon.com. Crosswind angle here means we're going to have direct headwind on the second shot. So we're going to go at the top of +7 with APOC 5 and above, top of +13 with APOC 4. Add spin, 5 top spin, 2 left spin. Ring references with APOC 5 and 6, blue ring touching the bunker. APOC 4, 30% of the blue ring overlapping the sand. APOC 7, you will have 30% of the clear ring on the fairway. Rest of the clear ring in the bunker, of course. Max +10, power 3, for me that is 6.1 rings. Making our adjustment, then it's time to centre the ball and hit perfect. No curl, no overpower, just a nice perfect ball. And here I want to position myself on the fairway for a minimum distance shot with the grizzly. So perfect ball away here. Drive distance is going to be in the region of 375. Now find the min line here. Be careful here with the thorn packed, it's difficult to find the min. You could actually try and pack the runner if you want to try that as well. 2.2 backspin, and we're going with 1 left spin. But basically from the min line I want to have the third bounce just at the back of the cup. So you might need to tweak your backspin amount based on your drive, but that's the reference that's worked for me. There you can see the third bounce just at the back of the cup. We're going to adjust min plus 0 power 2 settings on this one. Min plus 0. Pulling up the slope here, so try and be as accurate as you possibly can. Pulling over the bullseye, and then we're going to hit perfect. And this will have a decent chance at dropping. Like I said, you might need to tweak the backspin based on your drive distance, but it's a good reference to work from here. Hitting perfect here, and we're falling beautifully for the eagle. Another tricky setup here, so be careful with this one and please practice it. With a navigator, in a ring touching the rough at P1 min line. Make sure you've packed the sniper. Then I'm going to adjust rings before I do anything else. Min plus 10 power 2 settings. So in a ring touching the rough and the fairway line at P1 min, then we adjust min plus 10 P2. After I've adjusted, I switch to a navigator and then I add spin. We are going with 2.2 top spin, 2.2 right spin. Take a token or two, put some wind angle tweaks in. If you don't fancy it, play a standard bounce over shot instead, but this is a hole-in-one reference for you. Perfect ball, centre the ball and hit perfect, catching the rough very, very nicely. Great right, may not be safe. Great left, may not be safe, but we sneak it in for the hole-in-one. Here on the drive, playing with APOC, and we're going to play with the sniper for our second shot. 1.5 top spin, 3 bars left spin. APOC 5 plus P3 max rest with spin added, ball guide in the middle of the fairway. APOC 4, you will stretch out 1.7 rings to find your position once you have added spin. Max plus 10, power 3, no push-up needed for APOC 5 and above, but with APOC 4, you would need to push up 1.7 rings after you adjust. You can see I'm at plus 10, so you should not need any overpower, but obviously if you do push up into overpower, add that on to your shot. Going with circle drop overpower, and then I drag the ball across, half wall curl to the left, just to make sure I'm clearing the rough nicely. So make sure you've got that little bit of OP on as a default. With our max plus 10 adjustment, we're going around 350 yards. Second shot, I'm going to give you a tweak here based on the result in the video. 1 bar of left spin first. Then we find our position, and here I'm aiming deliberately short of pin, and you can see ball guide is 3 green squares short, aiming at the pin. I'm going to give you a tweaked adjustment, so what I would like you to do is on the notepad and in the commentary, it is not what I did on the video. So for plus 10 landing position, that would be plus 12 with sniper 9, go 85% slider, 5% elevation. 2.5% per yard, use sniper 10 numbers. Like I said, that was slightly different to what I did in the video, so that is a tweak based on this result here. I believe that will be the next step to try and drop this one. Good luck with that. Like I say, you should have a good chance. The speed is very nice, just missing this one off to the right hand side. This is a no movement target shot with our sniper. We are going to go here, and spin is very important. It is just before 2 backspins, so 1.8 backspin and 2 left spin. And obviously we don't need to move the target until we adjust our rings, so simply add your spin first, concentrate on getting that amount correct, and then time to adjust. We're going to go mid plus 25 power 3 settings. Because this hole is very tricky, I would recommend to keep the wind around, well, definitely below 8.4 miles per hour. If you get anything higher than that, I would switch to wind 4 if possible. Perfect ball away, we'll need some wind angle tweaks as well, but it bounces nicely on the fairway and rolls onto the green. Even if you miss the hole in one, you will still not roll into the rough or the sand. Time to send it on this one. We're going to set up at the top of plus 24 with APOC 5 and above. APOC 5 and 6 will have half of the red ring overlapping the fairway. 5.8 topspin and 2 right spin. If you've got APOC level 4, you will have 70% of the red ring on the fairway and you will be at P5 max rest. We adjust max plus 10 power 5 settings, and once I've done that we are going to make a push up here. It may need to vary depending on the wind strength, so please bear in mind that a tweak or two might be good. But for APOC 5 and above, I'm pushing up to the top of plus 12. That will be the equivalent of the top of plus 19 with APOC 4. We'll give you a slower needle, 0.8 ball curl to the right. Look at the edge of the berserker there, touching the inside of the shot circle. And of course, full overpower, slow needle, hit perfect, clearing the rough very nicely and going down the right hand side of the fairway, which is what I want to do. Obviously, a heavy great right might hit the rough, so be advised on that one. Around 485. Second shot, we're going to make a fringe check. Put the bullseye over the fringe line where it meets the green in line with the pin. Gave me plus 8. That will be plus 10 with sniper level 9. Then I'm going to add spin. This rough bump is a really good chance for an albatross here, so I'm just taking a moment to get the spins that I want to use. In the end, I go with 3 top spin, and then I'm having the inner green ring touching the rough line and the bull guide through the hole. Don't worry about setting up close to the rough. We're just slightly downhill here, so we're not going to miss the rough unless you're really off with your adjustment or your execution of the shot. Plus 8 with sniper 10 is going to be 24% slider, 0 elevation. There you can see we're pulling downhill. 2 pulls over the bullseye. Use sniper 10 numbers, please. And then center the ball. Make sure you've got no overpower on here. And then hit perfect, catching the rough very nicely there. Rolling onto the green, and we're getting the albatross right at the pin. We're going to go with a katana here. We don't need anything more than that, really, in my opinion at least. We're going to add spin first. 4.8 top spin and 3 left spin. Then our position will be as follows. Clear ring, touching the rough line with APOC 5 and 6 at the top of plus 2. APOC 4, you will be at the top of plus 8. And you will have 40% of the clear ring overlapping the rough. Max plus 0, power 2 settings. Okay, max plus 0, power 2. Looks like around 6.9 rings for me. And then we're going with a good 2 1/4 ball of left curl just before the circle drops as our overpower reference. Draw a line down from the tee and look where that would have intersected the tip of the triangle to double check you've got the right amount of curl. Great left might be a disaster here. Well, not disaster, but you will probably hit the rough on your first bounce. So try and hit perfect. We are going to go with a sand bump here. This is not for the faint-hearted. If this isn't for you, then just play a containing shot instead. 5.5 top spin, 1 bar left spin. Landing position is key here, playing with a Thor's hammer. And the ring references will be different, but I want to have the ball guide about 5 green squares through the hole. Just look at where that tip of the ball guide is ending there. It's a good 5 green squares through the hole. Try and keep the wind below 8 miles per hour if possible. I've not tested this in higher winds. The adjustment is min plus 30, power 3, pulling over the bullseye. You don't have to use a precision ball here, but it might help just take some of your focus onto the shot setup rather than worrying about hitting perfect. We're going with circle drop overpower, so the first point that circle drops, otherwise you're going to come in short. Perfect ball away, will need some wind angle tweaks as well this one, but there's a very good reference drop to get you started on this par 3. Here we're going to play a curl shot to the right, top of plus 2 with APOC 5 and above, blue ring touching the rough with APOC 5 and 6. Going with 5.8 top spin, 3 right spin. APOC 7, your ring reference, you'd have 30% of the clear ring on the fairway. APOC 4, you will be at the top of plus 8 with 30% of the blue ring inside the rough. Max plus 10, power 3. Then once we've adjusted, time to take our shot. We're going to go with 2 ball of curl, and we're looking at just before the circle drops as our overpower reference. Hit perfect here. Please pack the runner. You will need it for your second shot because we're going to need topspin to play a rough bump. Heavy great right might land in the rough directly, so if you think you are a great right hitter, safeguard it and set yourself a little further to the left. Drive distance around 382 yards. Making a fringe check here for our reference, so bullseye over the fringe where it meets the green in line with the pin, gave me +3. Then it's time to add spin. I'm going with 7 top spin and 1 right spin. I know I had 7.5 here, but I change my mind and go back to 7 in a moment, so you'll just see that adjustment coming up now. I missed this one just to the right, and I'm going to give you on the notepad a tweaked slider value. Should get you in. I tried that slider value, unfortunately hit a great right, so but I am pretty confident it will go in. Ball guide just through the hole there, a little bit of the red ring overlapping the fairway. So for a +3 fringe check, go 58% slider please, 30% elevation. In the video I think I played 66%, so I've taken 0.2 off the adjustment. Should get you in, 2% per yard, so if you're at +2 you'll be 56 and so on. Nice speed, but like I say, with the tweak, should get you in for the eagle. Pack the Goliath here, please. So we're going to go APOC and Goliath, just in case you're out of range or in between clubs with the Grizzly. You don't have to use a precision ball, but I hit a run of great drives, so just to make it easier, I did a ball swap here. 4.8 top spin, 3 left spin. Top of +8 with APOC 5 and above, clear ring touching the rough on the left with APOC 5 and 6. APOC 4, 40% of the clear ring overlapping the rough on the left at the top of +14 yards. Max +15 elevation here, going now with some curl, and it's going to be 2 1/4 ball to the left. Just before the circle drops as our overpower reference, and hit perfect. Minor great left, minor great right. I've tested those a few times, hence the precision ball have all been fine. Drive distance here is going to be in the region of 375 to 380 yards. Second shot with the Goliath, going with 1/2 bar of backspin. Add your spin first. Now the offset is important here because you don't have a full ball guide. So you want the ball guide there to be on the edge of that light green square column. Okay, so there's your position. Ball guide on the edge of that column, the end of the ball guide, because the green slopes to the right. Landing position plus yards, +7. We're going to go 96% slider, 20% elevation. Final part of the equation, of course, apart from hitting perfect, is that you're going to pull over the bullseye. Okay, 96% slider, 20% elevation, 2% per yard, so +6 would be 94, +8 would be 98, and so on. Perfect ball away, bouncing nicely. If you've got your aim correct, then you should be in for an albatross. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.